We put a lot of effort into selecting the 4 trainers that we did.
Oh,
we went
yeah.
through all the applicants, and I think it's safe to say that no matter what, these are elite trainers. They do this for a living, all 4 of them. So the question is not, are they good at it?
Every single person was faced with adversity of some sort.
Everybody.
I'm not really going to make a big deal of anything because there's just no point.
We did our due diligence and went through and nitpicked at all these guys and gals through their application, said, who's going to be the best to
Off of an application.
Yeah.
We didn't see these people in person.
And we seen 4 very different styles of horsemanship. We had 4 flags built and they were numbered 1 through 4. Then we had 4 halters that were on the table. We left it up to them to decide who got to draw first, who got to draw last. They walked up, I think Joel, if I remember right, grabbed the flag first, and then they just all kind of funneled through, and then whatever number they drew, that was the order in which they started the colt, whether they went first, second, third, or fourth. The number that they got was also the order that they got to pick the halter to see what horse they drew. Lucia ended up with the 4th spot, and she ended up getting the sorrel colt.
My name is Lucia Clementson and located in Ephrata, Washington. And my program is Lucia Clementson Performance Horsemanship. The biggest inspiration that I have being in this industry is just the fact that I absolutely love horses. It's been part of my life, my entire life. My thoughts on the sorrel colt, I just like that he seems to have like a really kind mind, and he's going to be more of a thinker than a reactor. He's a little on the tiny side, and so I'm well prepared that I am probably going to have to be very methodical of how I start him under saddle. I'm very much a collaboration of other trainers that I have had the opportunity to work with, but especially when it comes to colt starting, I never apprenticed under anybody. I just kind of watch some training videos, call folks, and just kind of, honestly, I feel like half of it I've learned from the horse and just getting out there in the round pen and just figuring it out for myself.
Joel ended up getting 3rd spot, and he got the buckskin colt.
I'm Joel Libert. I'm from Cardston, Alberta, Canada, and I run a full-time horse training business called Bar JL Horse Training. When I turned 16, that's when I kind of started taking client horses almost full-time. Between high school and that, I think I was almost averaging 5 or 6 horses at a time that I was riding between before school, after school, during whenever I could squeeze it in. The horse I drew was a fan favorite on my page. I posted a few days ago asking people to comment what their favorite was, and I would say the most common response was the buckskin. I don't think the draw could have gone any better for me. I didn't want to go first because I wanted to see how a couple of these guys played out, how some of these colts were going. Honestly, on the score sheet, there's a lot of boxes to check. Really glad that I drew spot number 3. I feel like it'll give me 2 sessions so I can watch how the other trainers are doing, what they're doing, what exactly they're checking, so I know how to compete.
Andrea got the 2nd spot and the gray colt.
My name's Andrea Freyer. I'm from Grass Valley, California, and my business name is Andrea Freyer Performance Horses. My biggest supporter is definitely my clients. Sheila and Cassie, you guys have been great. Couldn't have done this without the support of clients and people who are in this industry and really understand what I'm doing, so I'm thankful for that. Seems like a really kind horse. I think that all these horses are really great, and I think that everyone's going to put in a good effort and we're all going to do good.
And then Justin got the bay colt and he was number 1 straight out of the gate.
My name is Justin Sorensen. My wife and I, we own Saddle Tree Training. We live in Ruby Valley, Nevada. It's just south of Elko, Nevada. Ever since I was young, I wanted to start colts. I've loved little baby colts, and then as I got older, I kept begging my parents to let me go buy a horse, and when I was about 9 years old, I bought my first colt, and he turned into a bucking horse, actually, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, and then from there, I was just kind of hooked on it and got to learn from some really amazing people like Brian Newbert and Nick Dowers and Wade Black, and had a lot of help along the way. I got the brown colt. I'm really excited. I think I'll be able to use his a little bit more awareness and a little bit more flighty to help him to find bigger releases and get a big dose of dopamine, which I'll be talking about later.
The first session for every trainer starts with their colt loose in the round pen.
All right, so kind of what I want to do here is, this guy's pretty worried about his friends there in the stalls and stuff, and so I just kind of want to see where he's at, maybe get his attention on me just a little bit. This is the first contact I've had with this horse, so I want to make sure that that initial contact is a good experience. I don't want to push it, but here I'm just going to let him realize that being with me is a good place to be, that he doesn't have to go looking for answers somewhere else, that he can find those answers when he looks to me.
When he caught the horse tried to walk off. The whole time he was trying to catch the horse, he was kind of looking down at the ground and at his feet, and the horse was looking away from him. He's got a flag and all these other tools, and he has his presence. There's a lot he could have done to draw that horse, and not as in a lot of pressure, but there's many different avenues that he could have took to have that horse come to him.
Here, I'm not asking him to go anywhere. My hand is in a neutral position or asking for his hindquarters. So I'd really like for him to do just like he did there and stop his feet. It's first time saddling him. I like to really try as hard as I can to be as smooth as I can.
He did pretty good job preparing this horse to be saddled. We've seen him use the slicker and kind of throw the slicker up when he was desensitizing. He used the flag to get him used to things going over his back. And then did kind of the same thing with the surcingle that he had made between 2 cinches, saddle pad and saddle. And the horse took it good, but when that horse gets tense and balled up, that horse is forward.
Yep.
He just wants to leave him forward.
And he also, we have to say, like right here, the horse is moving again while he's going to get the cinches. This is his skill and talent. He's had horses try and walk off with the saddle before.
So a couple more things I want before I get on is I want him to be able to, everything I've done up to this point has been coming towards me with the halter. And so I want him to be able to take a pull away from me and follow that feel instead of following me, so he can follow the feel of the rein when I'm up on his back. So here it's important that I don't add any pressure. There's enough pressure to make it uncomfortable and for him to stay, but I'm not going to make him move. I think that's really important. It's like, I could add more pressure and make you move, but that's giving him the answer when he's not looking for it. There.
It was hard to give him a perfect score. Did he walk the horse? Yeah, he did.
But he was never free.
Exactly.
It was
that horse never
very guarded.
accomplished wanting to go forward and just was willingly at a walk. I think if he showed him out of his right eye as well, this colt might become a little more balanced. And
I think he would walk
tight.
off immediately, but he wants him out of one eye because there's a lot of people, they want to start him on that one side because they're worried about when they switch eyes, they'll grab their butt.
Right.
I felt like it went really well overall. Accomplished
I feel like, a lot. This horse is a really nice colt. I really like him. Super smart, super, like, picks up on things super fast.
The weather was looking pretty good for him, wasn't it? We didn't know that.
He had the best weather.
Yeah, we didn't know at this point what was about to come.
It was going to get nasty.
It was about to get nasty.
There we go. That was a lot better. Maybe as I walk him over here, I can get him to walk over these. Okay, so in reality, things like that will happen. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be pretty, but that's okay.
I'm not gonna suck the air out of him with this little stir single, but I do want him to feel something. Woo. That's okay, I'm just gonna get him forward,
And do hindquarters, switch over.
and it'll all come together.
That horse did prove to be probably the most challenging of the four in that session because he bucked so much.
Yep.
You know, I feel like she did really put her best foot forward to get the preparation, but every step he let her have it.
A little tougher to get going, but I think he'll figure it out.
I don't feel like the horse understood that he was doing anything wrong.
No, because he was being comforted for it.
Yes.
That's all he has is what she's given him. She did so many wonderful things and had a lot of skill and technique, but implementing it at the right time and getting it to make sense to the horse didn't always align.
It didn't go as I thought it was gonna go, but you know what? I got presented with a challenge, and it's gonna be cool to work through it. I love horses that present me with these kind of challenges because it gets me to think outside the box, and it helps me with my future horses.
I kind of thought coming down here that I was coming to balmy Arizona. Now it's nicer back home, but you know, it's actually kind of just plays to the picture. I think it's kind of epic. So we'll just get him moving, get him thinking. We want his brain here, and right now it's outside of the pen.
Joel's done a really good job starting out here, pushing this colt off and then getting his attention and allowing this colt to draw all the way to him.
Very nice.
Anytime he gets the horse's attention, he's releasing the pressure. And might I add, this man is doing it soaking wet in the wind and rain. He's got a lot more physical contact on his horse. You know, he likes to be touching him. He likes to be in there tight. Just a different style.
On our judging criteria, we have loss of control.
Wait, this is a whole thing because he's mounting here. So we had technique of preparation to mount the horse that we get to score. We have readiness of the horse to be mounted. Okay. And then we have, does the trainer make the horse stand to be mounted? And then we have developing feel while mounted. So he just got hammered on all those.
Up to 5 points deducted for loss of control. And so when that horse took off and he got in a sticky situation, he made the decision, he let go of it and lost control of his horse.
He couldn't hang on, and I don't think he wanted to hang on in that position.
I wouldn't either.
He got in a bind, mistakes happen, but there is an objective way to score that. He lost control.
Exactly.
He was so shocked. He was in my hands. He was present. He was wanting to come to me. He was there. I was able to get him to come back a little bit by the end of that first session. And when he got bothered, he kind of humped up a little. But I wasn't super worried about it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure we can get him through it.
And Joel's one that he come in trying to win this.
Once Joel started gaining ground, he started gaining ground and all of it.
So now we got the weather.
Yeah.
Lucia lucked out. It kind of stopped raining at this point, but it was still bitter cold outside.
So with us seeing her walk in and just kind of get straight to business, you can almost see that as her competitive nature of she wants to get down to business.
Just her style, like her style is very, I would say, like Buck Brannaman-esque. It's a lot of the same foundational movements. It's a lot of pushing the horse around with the flag and kind of opening the door kind of thing and chasing him with the flag a little bit. And she's moving him around and doing a lot of these foundational movements that he teaches at class. And you can tell she's got a lot of technique on the ground. Like she does a lot of different maneuvers and a lot of different things on the ground. This is good. She's preparing him with the rope, rubbing him all over. Like to me, this is preparation to saddle, preparation to mount.
And desensitizing.
And desensitizing. Even though she doesn't have a saddle on, this horse is getting left alone when he's standing with her. And she's messing with him when he's moving around.
And just as a spectator, I felt that this session was the most pleasing to watch. You could almost see all of the boxes that were being checked, what she needed to hit, and it made sense viewing it.
She was doing her thing.
Yeah.
She was
in her
doing
element.
what she does at home. You could really tell that. Like you could tell she was comfortable talking to people, and you could tell that she was comfortable doing what she was doing. This is by far the most agreeable horse.
It's going amazing. I'm ready to pack him into my car and take him home. And I feel like I owe him like a giant hug, big time. Like I've started a lot of colts in the past, but I think I needed him more than he needed me.
The first day, that's the order that we went in. Justin, Andrea, Joel, Lucia. After the first 2 sessions, we got the score sheets together, we got back to the bunkhouse, and we went through them, and we placed everybody in where they were sitting as of that time.
Come all you young rounders.
When we were in the planning process of this last competition, we kind of decided early on that we wanted to do it in Arizona. So I'm calling these venues. Everything's booked out. Thankfully, the owner of the Jackpot Ranch there, she got us in, but for her outdoor venue. So the indoor venue was already booked up. We went and checked it out. We looked at it, and it was a beautiful place. It's sunny Arizona. What can go wrong? We can do it outdoors. It'll be fine. That was brutal. That was a monsoon. I didn't know it could rain that heavy, that consistently.
The wind speed was above average.
Very much so, very much so.
Yeah, so we were very grateful when the owner came to us and offered to move us inside.
I was so thankful to be out of the weather, and I was thankful for those people competing too to get out of the weather. That facility was really nice, and for events and different things in that part of the country, I'd check out the Jackpot Ranch.
One of the awards that we give out is what we call the Horsemanship Award, and that gives the viewers a chance to judge. What you get to do is once a day you can send in a vote. We have 3 days of the competition. You get to send in 3 different votes, 1 vote a day, and you vote for which trainer you thought deserves the Horsemanship Award. It was a close race between Lucia and Joel, and so the day before we announced who the winner was, they decided that they were going to put in a little bet.
So last night we got back to the bunkhouse after making this bet and coming up with this idea, and we were like, what are the tallies at anyways? And Josie was telling us, and so we're like, oh, it's on.
It is on. And honestly, I was not expecting to have so many votes, to be honest, like with my following. And so, thank you. I'm a little surprised. Cool. I think this is a fun bet.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident that the Bar JL crew is going to pull through.
Oh
Keep Riata Rose on her toes.
Oh!
Ultimately, Lucia ended up losing that bet, and Joel won our Horsemanship Award. Lucia had to do the 5th session in a helmet.
Bicycle helmet with a mohawk, if I remember correct.
She wasn't a sore loser. She put that helmet on and she went at it.
She brought a smile to everybody around.
We're gonna just sweep this video under the rug after today.
We're super excited to get started with our finals today. The first day, everybody realized that all the horses had different personalities, different knacks, different things that they excelled in. The second day, we really seen them overcome a lot of those, and they really addressed the issues. It really gets you inspired to want to go home and work with your horses and apply some of these methods that we've been learning into your own program. And that's what we want to do. We want to showcase these trainers and their programs and methods and show that there's just so many ways to do it and still get successful results.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for the opportunity that we have here to come and work it with thy creations. We're grateful for the horse and the ways it can bring us together. We're grateful for the knowledge it gives us that there must be a divine creator.
But now his mind is freed up. He's thinking with me, so I can use this opportunity to come over here and grab this rope. So I want this first initial moving of that sled. I want him to be able to see it out of that eye. I want to have him kind of bent in that direction. If it just came from straight behind me, that could be a pretty scary thing. So I want to make sure he can see that. I'll keep him bent to the way that it's coming for now. He's doing pretty good about all that. I'll see if the rope can touch his butt, if he's okay with that. And then I'll maybe go ahead and switch sides here and drag it back up to the fence. guess I didn't declare this.
So that's a fairly big risk, and it worked out, and he handled it great. So like to me, that's maximum credit, because that's the highest degree of difficulty.
I can get it around this dummy. Real comfortable with all that there. I'll go ahead and just leave this here.
Off on other things like dragging the sled and putting it behind the horse's hocks and being in his opposite eye. You need a good-natured horse. You have to put the groundwork in for that horse to trust your aids and believe in you.
So now he's straight, he's forward. I have to help him bump him just a little bit. He did great there. I did it.
Everything he did was things he'd done before, and he continually built on it and prepared the horse as he went to do the next thing to the best of his ability.
Well, and that horse just had
Great disposition too.
He had amazing disposition, and mentally Justin had clicked with him, and he could talk him through something.
I'm gonna see how soft and light he can be weaving through these barrels. I'll take the slack out of the rein, see if he can put the slack back in the rein, like that. And see if I can keep that forward movement there. Across the poles.
Gosh, he did a great job. He packed the flag around the arena.
3 days, exactly. He was loping across the tarp with the flag and going around, and he wasn't doing a lot of steering. He really threw it as much out there as he could.
Yep.
And said, "This is what I've built, Judge."
Well, and he had built a really good bond with this horse, and he worked with him with the tarp. And this horse, because of the timing and the skill that Justin has and built in there, he would take that guidance from him when he needed it. Because you go to walk your horse across the tarp, and in the beginning, they're going to try all these other directions. They need you to support them to find the center of it. And he'd put that in there. And then that horse, he'd done a good job of showing that horse when he does that, he's going to leave him alone. So the horse would just easily go over the tarp, because he knew that there was a reward there.
I'm going to declare this as roping my steer. There we go. Back up. We'll wheel it. And we're going to head it here. I'm going to declare this is my turnover. I chose to put it in God's hands. I said, it's up to him whether I win or lose. I'm going to go out there and push myself, push my horse to the most I feel comfortable with, but I'm going to leave the rest up to God. This was a tough decision for me to know if I should come down here. I don't usually compete on Sundays, and God told me that I should come here, I should do this, and that I could use this as a way to serve others and as a way to bless others and influence them. And so I just want to share that with you, that I know that God lives. I know that he is blessing each of us.
Here we have Andrea. She was faced with some pretty good adversity. She wanted to make sure her horse was prepared for her to get on.
She did a really good job.
Her fourth session was by far her best session. The fifth session, she come in and she hit another wall. She struggled to get that horse out.
Probably didn't use my time wisely in this aspect. And so I'm just gonna walk them through the two things that I did mess with. I'm not really gonna make a big deal of anything because there's just no point. There's no point in me really rushing things, especially if I haven't tried it yet. So do a little bit of in-hand trotting over those.
Yes, it's a competition, and yes, you want to win and do good, but at the end of the day, when you find yourself in adversity, you have to stay the course. I think she's fully capable, and she knows she is, but she doesn't want to blow the horse out for the sake of the competition.
We can walk over a bridge. Those are about the two things that I was able to do. I'm not gonna mess with the tarp or other stuff because I just don't think that I'm gonna be capable of it in the moment. It was a really cool learning experience for me, and it was really humbling, and I feel like I learned a lot from you guys, and I turned it into something good. It'll make me a better trainer from this whole experience, and that I can leave home and take what I did learn and put it into my program.
I didn't like seeing them defeated with themselves like that. For me, so much of it is the perspective of you can't beat yourself up over that. Be prepared to make mistakes. You're supposed to. It's okay. Everybody trying to make you think they're perfect.
We're only human.
You ought to smell something funny. I know it's hard, but look into it, man. What glitters is not always gold, okay? So come, be confident and be proud of who you are and the work you've done and show it off.
So I've been very impressed with the change this colt has made. We've started mounting on the fence, and it has really, it's been part of his change. And I think to get the smoothest, best completion of this obstacle for the horse, to represent the horse best, I'm gonna just show you how quiet and easygoing he is using the fence here. So I'm gonna use this flag, get that hip over a little there, and I drop him up. Help him up a little bit. There. That was clean. We'll just walk out nice and clean.
Joel had a great finals on this horse. From where he started versus where he ended, the horse is definitely left better.
Let's see. Everything's set if he lets him fly. Oh. Yeah.
That transition is amazing. Super smooth. His head didn't pick up.
And the horse's eyes are soft and he's relaxed. I mean, progress on top of progress.
So I asked this colt to stop. To help him stop, I'm just gonna bring his head around. And there, that was nice. And I wait till he releases. We'll stop again. So this time I'll ease him around a bit to this side. There.
And look, he's got a good setup. He's trying to hit the widest part of the bridge. And look at that. No forcing him, just set it up in a good way.
Rather than just pulling on him and giving him something to lean back against, sometimes it helps to just bump a little bit with that hand. Just tickle him. Like, so right here, I pick up. He's giving his head really nice, so I'm just gonna stay nice and smooth. Here, same thing, that feels very good. I'll declare the tarp for that. I'll let him do what he wants.
Don't get it out of him.
He did not make one excuse for himself. The whole time he was here, he did not make one excuse for himself and the horse doing something poorly. And I can't say that for everybody. He said he made some mistakes.
He admitted it.
And he owned up to it immediately and started trying to figure out how to do it. And it shows here at the end product. And for me, it almost teared me up, especially when he said his darn poem.
It was freezing rain with the shivering pain in the Arizona mud. While back home, the sun had shone and the trees were starting to bud. It started so nice, made me think twice as he reared and put on a show. It knocked down my pride. I knew I had to ride, swing a leg and see how he'd blow. His bucking was weak, a minor short streak, his way of masking his fear. He soon got to moving, it felt we were grooving, my smile beamed ear to ear. Day 2 came along, I was still feeling strong, thought we were over that hill. Knew I could ride, that I could pride. There was time, I could catch up still. I thought get on half fast, so his energy lasts, and I'd do more on the ground at the end. He was still fairly tight, as you saw in our flight.
Defeated frustration needs mends. I had to dig down, I could only frown. The molehills had turned into mountains. Where could I go? It had to be slow, because now I could barely mount him. I swallowed my pride. I didn't even ride, but that session I felt a big shift. The last day was here. I lost most of my fear. There no longer was a rift. The session went great. We opened the gate. The gains we made were astounding. His body was soft, the tightness was lost. His ribcage relaxed and was rounding. The moral learned here that just made my year was not from this horse or his hull. 'Twas change for the horse to set a straight course, and that change starts with Joel.
My horse is done, so I'm just working with what I have. I'm declaring my walk to the left. There! I'm declaring my lope to the left there. That's all you're gonna get. Alright, so now we're gonna start going to the right.
Her emotions were rolling. She was frustrated.
Now, come on. You can do it. I know, you're getting tired. No, he's done. We're just doing damage control.
She's talking about her horse being done and not having enough horse to complete the course. This is not something I love, because with the skill she has and the ability he has, I think she has the personal awareness to know that she caused this. She taught this horse to lean on her legs and didn't do enough to get him through. I mean, she was rocking and rolling and soaring forward and had this horse freed up. And she progressively got him more sticky off of her leg. I loved so much about what she did and prepared this horse to do, but I did not like that.
Oh, and those first 3-4 sessions, they were beautiful. I mean, I enjoyed watching it. She did great.
I'm gonna try to get over to the rail first.
The obstacle's a barrier of pressure, so the horse is gonna try all the doors to see if he can get out. And right now, that's what this horse is doing.
I was thinking
And
about
if
it.
the timing is good, he'll find the center.
Okay, I'm gonna declare the bridge. Okay, now it's business. I got no horse, so we're just gonna make it easy for him.
See there, when she uses her rein, he's freer because he's not leaning on her spurs. I think maybe we introduced the spurs a little too soon and started using them a little too much.
Rather than bump those stirrups on the side of your foot.
Yeah, because this horse is stoic. So like, he will have a little more tendency to lean into those things because of his personality type than a real flighty horse might booger off across here. This horse will, eat it and absorb it because he's really pretty stoic, easy
There,
going.
good. I'm not gonna lie, this is so painful to ride through.
To watch her do this when I know she wanted to do so good is hard.
With a horse like this, he's giving him his best, but like I said, it's a lot for him like this, for his personality and just where he is at structurally. And so he's just done, and I've done such a great job with him over the last few days. If I just keep hammering on him, it's just, I'm making a big deal. And so I don't want it to be a big deal the next try. I'm gonna show off his best traits here. See how well your ground tying is. All right, well, stay there, I'll be right back.
He's gonna check out himself.
You come here, you're strong women, you're strong people. Be proud of what you have to offer. Own your mistakes and get better. So if you want to do it, you want to get better, look up Real Deal Horses LLC, fill out an application, come watch the live stream, come in person, come visit.
Be a part of it.
Yeah, come get in it, see it.
Oh, you have to feel it. You know, I really think that you should mark down those dates on your calendar and you should try to come, because the environment, the camaraderie, the knowledge getting bounced off of each other and the ideas, you cannot help but leave feeling inspired and wanting to do better. I just love that part of it.
That's the goal, and I think you guys are doing a good job of putting it together.
I appreciate you being a part of it. You've made such a big impact, and having you around, your knowledge just seems to never end. I think that any holdup or question that anybody ever has, give Tristan a call, and he can help you out.
You might not like what you hear, so be careful with that information.
He'll be honest and he will help you 100% whether you want to hear it or not.
He is one of the best, and that's why he was selected to be a judge. If you are interested in seeing more of what he does, go to his YouTube page, Notorious Horsemanship, and you'll love what you see. And then there's my husband, of course, that he's very humble. There's not going to be a day that he feels he's accomplished, and I think that that's why he is accomplished, because he's just always willing to learn. He did great with all of the trainers that showed up. Anybody that had a question, you were willing to help out. So I feel like I have two of the best guys right here to help us build this into what we want it to be.